Welcome back, YouTubers. I will be confessing about a Back to Eden gardening mistake. One I hope you don't make, and I'm trying to solve it, and I think I've got a fix on it, but we shall see come spring. And at the very end of this video, you can see my daughter's elk harvest. Her and my husband had a youth hunt, and we just put a couple pictures at the end. So if that's not your thing, I'm letting you know so that you can watch it.
I just got done with the run and I found myself out here in the garden on a very rainy day. Gloomy Oregon for sure. And I have some work to do out here because I had my husband use the grass clip or the final mow with all the leaves in it and all the grass clippings and pine needles and everything, tree needles, and it grew a whole bunch of seeds. So I basically reseeded my garden with grass. So this is what I'm doing. I am essentially putting cardboard over as much of it as I can and then putting straw down to block the light out of it so that it becomes mulch and worm food instead of weeds. So still doing good out here. Have some scrawny little Brussels sprouts that probably should get harvested. And this is the kale. And I have some mustard greens and arugula, which I really am enjoying. And I've been harvesting carrots a little at a time. Those are garlic for next year, or it might be bunch onions, I can't remember. But there's another kale. It's been fun to have fresh greens. Chard, some good weeds starting to pick up the pace here. And parsley. I didn't know that parsley could winter over if it wasn't too cold. Those are my artichokes. They're still green. And those are big onions for next year. Tiny bit of celery still showing green. That's a calendula. It actually had a bloom on it a couple weeks ago. And then I got a little out of control ground cover going on over this section. So I have to kind of work on that. But I have some cabbages, and look at that messy seedling start that's been neglected. Let's see if we can get those to turn into anything. But I've uncovered my corners and mulched it out. So that was part of what I was doing here too. So see, that corner's empty too over there. And yeah, spring is almost here. The seedling times are almost coming. Ordered seeds, it is here. Oh, I got some beets down here. Beets and red chard. I didn't even know I had red chard, but I accidentally found it when I thought it was a beet that wasn't getting the head on it. So those are beets, and I've eaten a few out of there. And then we got this, I just love the color this time of year. Anything that can be so vibrant is worth having. Some small kales over here, but these are harder to grow because, believe it or not, my chickens figure out how to yard those around in there. So that's kind of fun. So I got it done. All of the straw, well, I actually have a little bit left back there, but straw is out, covering up, keeping the weeds at bay. Yay, say yes to no weed Back to Eden. Yes, it is so much easier. I would never go back. It's so much easier. And I can actually planted out my weirdly overgrown seed starts. So we'll see if they take, because they're pretty busy and tangled together. So we'll see. But until next time, YouTube, Happy New Year, and thanks for subscribing. My plans to get the ducks to work in this water worked. They're having fun. Look at them playing there. Let's be happy. They look so happy. Come on, get in there. There you go. So pretty. So today is Christmas Eve, And I'm out working in my garden because it actually stopped raining. It's been so rainy. They're gonna run away from me now, but I'll show you how high the creek is back here. The water's really high. We had one day where it was actually like 3 inches of rain in one day. But it's sunny at the moment, so we'll take it. And I have my, actually planted some things in my greenhouse just to watch them sprout. It is warmer in here, and I planted some parsley and some kale and spinach in there. And I have my lights going, and it is warmer in here. And actually, some stuff is actually sprouting, so we'll take that. And I put snow peas in here because I would like to grow them like this tall before I plant them out this spring, because I lose a lot to slugs and birds. And so I was just playing around with some stuff that's cold weather crop just to see what I can get to grow. And quite frankly, I grow it because I love to see this. That's just little tiny sunshines growing in right there. Makes me happy. I just got a little bay leaf tree, and I'm going to pot it up and put it out in my greenhouse for a while until it gets big enough to transplant outside. But I'm just enjoying cute little tree, this firm leaf. It's kind of more of a bush shrub, and it ends up to be like 4 to 6 feet tall, but it should winter over here for me. So it'll be almost like a hedge plant with the benefit of being a soup seasoning, you know, bay leaf seasoning.
One of my friends got me an air horn to enjoy for the holiday season. Look out, family. This was a book signing for Camille Ide, and I'll tell you more about that in the next video. My husband Tim took my youngest daughter Elizabeth on a specialty youth hunt, and she harvested this big 6x6 bull in eastern Oregon, and it is all harvested out now, processed, and we have over 200 pounds of meat in our freezer, which is a big deal when you have a family of 7. Thank you all for the extra comments, and I really appreciate the people who take the time to ask questions and interact with my videos. It makes this so much more fun. So happy spring is almost here. Happy seed purchasing and seed starting. That is what's coming next